From laws that protect pigeons to strolling around in your hot pink pants, here are the strangest laws in Australia. Number 15. Limits on potatoes. In Australia, it's illegal to have more than 50 kilograms of potatoes in one place. That means police have the right to stop you and search your car specifically for this reason. Is he going to bring out a scale or something and make sure it was under 50 kilograms? What if the police officer was pulling over a restaurant owner who needed to transport a large amount of the vegetable so he can make it into french fries? In the UK, there was a law that specifically stated that police can arrest people in possession of Polish potatoes. Is there some kind of link, or is it just a strange law in Australia? Number 14. Don't make it rain. In the province of Victoria, making it rain at the club is perfectly legal, but making it actually rain is a whole nother story. Trying to take the weather into your own hands can be a risky business, and under the Rain-Making Control Act of 1967. People have tried to make it rain in various ways, some scientific ways such as cloud seeding, other ways by dancing. We looked into it for a little bit, and they did an experiment which involved silver iodine, frozen carbon dioxide, and other harmful substances. But there actually does appear to be a way to make it effectively rain. It's what's known as cloud seeding, and they've been doing it in the Sierra Nevada mountains. But don't try any of that stuff in Australia, or you might get locked up. Number 13. Keep your aim in check. In the country of Australia, you don't need to pull to the side of the road and find a bush you can pee on. You can simply pull it out and pee on the rear left tire of your car. Since Australia can be a pretty remote place at times, it might be a little bit more difficult to find a gas station in the outback while on a road trip. If you don't keep your aim in check and accidentally hit the wrong tire, you could be looking to pay a fine for the crime that you just committed. They still appear to be more lenient on urination laws in the US. Number 12. Certified electricians only. How many Australians does it take to change a light bulb? Well, it should only be one, and it should be a certified electrician. Electricians probably could make a little extra cash if people actually enforce this law. Does the government really think that people are so stupid that we need professionals to change light bulbs for us? Possible. And if they do get caught, what would the horrible punishment be for this crime? It's just a $10 fine. But keep in mind, the government is always watching you, even in your bathroom, so watch out. Number 11. Hot pink. Some people just can't resist putting on some hot pink pants and strolling around the streets. But you have to be careful where and when you put on this brightly colored item of clothing, or you could be breaking the law. In the country of Australia, if you wear hot pink pants, be sure to do so Monday through Saturday or before 12 p.m. on Sunday. And if you don't, the fashion police might have to issue you a citation. You can't just go walking around wherever you want to in whatever color you please nowadays. The bright color might attract your eyes to the land down under, and we're not talking about the country. Number 10. Pigeon Protection. We see pigeons on the street and don't really consider them to be worth much, if anything. They seem to rather annoy people and poop on our cars all the time. But a businessman from China, on the other hand, might think quite differently. He goes by the name of Hu Zhenyu, and he paid a jaw-dropping $328,000 for some type of fancy pigeon. In any case, pigeons are also not considered to be a nuisance to Australians apparently, because harming any is illegal. It states that you cannot injure a homing pigeon and/or a pigeon in the province of Victoria. Are people really out there shooting down pigeons with BB guns for food or something? It was meant to protect the birds, who were apparently important for communication. This could be one of those old laws that still exists. Number 9. Ding Dong Prank. Mischievous kids in Australia might get a frightening wake-up call when they find out their little games of Ding Dong Ditch, or Ring and Run, as they say in Australian, are illegal. But does that make it slightly more fun? Under the Town Police Clauses of 1847 in the UK, this specific prank is also listed as illegal. It states that willingly and wantonly disturbing any inhabitant by pulling or ringing any doorbell or knocking at any door without a lawful excuse is illegal. Number 8. Drinking at the pubs. It's technically illegal to be drunk at any place at any time if you're not on public property. The UK and Australia are well known for their pubs, where they can order beer and fish and chips all they want. But this doesn't make any sense, since the Licensing Act would make everyone found to be drunk on any licensed premises liable for a penalty of at least $200 Australian dollars. It's believed that this law was enacted during the time of the Industrial Revolution in order to keep people from spending all day at the bar and not in the factory making stuff. The law also exists in the UK too, but cheers mate, some laws are meant to be broken. Number 7. Horse to the pub. If your horse is in need of a meal or some water, might as well head down to a bar in Australia where they're legally allowed to bring their horse inside a bar and the bartender is legally required to feed it and give it water. The law doesn't specifically state what the food has to be as long as the horse will eat it. This must be one of those laws that was passed a long time ago, you would imagine, and that appears to be the case. You'd also imagine some viral photos would come out of this happening somewhere, but I wasn't able to find too many. Any of our Aussie subscribers know about this one? Let us know in the comment section. Number 6. Faking clairvoyance or medium. Trying to find work as a psychic or one who can communicate with those who have passed on can certainly be difficult. People like John Edwards might not be allowed to have his TV show here, but in any case, it still seems to be a strange law. It states that if a person pretends to be a clairvoyant, a spiritualist, a medium, or gets involved in reading someone messages from beyond the grave, they can receive 2 years of imprisonment or even a $10,000 fine. This one seems to be more enforced than some other laws apparently, with fraud being one of the issues here. Number 5. Illegal cigarettes. Traveling smokers will not be pleased when they find out that a pack can cost over $20 American, making it one of the most expensive countries in that category. But in any case, if you're underage, there are no laws that prohibit a child from lighting up a cig. They're just more concerned with kids being able to buy them. So if you buy some for a kid, is that illegal? Yes, it is. In the province of Victoria, it's also illegal to smoke in a car if there's someone inside that is under the age of 18 to avoid secondhand smoke. In case you're wondering, the youngest legal smoking age is in India, where a kid can buy a pack at the age of 9 if he wanted to. In California, Kansas, and Maine, to name a few, you now have to be 21. Number 4. No wedding crashers. We all remember the film of The Wedding Crashers with Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, but would those guys be criminals in Australia if they try to pull off similar stunts? If you're thinking about just showing up to someone's wedding that you don't know and you weren't invited, that's almost like trespassing in a sense. It's considered to be an illegal offense in the province of Southern Australia. This goes for funerals as well, and you should probably just avoid other people's ceremonies in general to avoid some problems. The last thing you need is a fierce Aussie getting mad at you for showing up and eating their food. You better follow this law unless you want to boomerang up where the sun don't shine. Number 3. Close the barn door. Have you ever had a friend that bothered you because for some reason they would always forget to close the door? It bothers some more than others, but should it really be a crime? Apparently it depends on what door is not being closed. A somewhat confusing law in Australia states that a person who opens a farm gate and leaves it open, or someone closes a farm gate and leaves it closed, is guilty of an offense that can cost them up to 750 Australian dollars. You must be a real troublemaker if you go around opening and closing farm doors just for the sake of it. Because it makes sense, since fleshy and koala bears might be on the loose and they're trying to eat people's cattle after they sneak in through an open farm door. Number 2. Freedom of speech laws. Many believe that Australia is losing its freedom of speech, and many people around the world have lost their jobs for saying what's on their mind. Just recently in 2019, Australia has censored websites including 4chan, 8chan, and LiveLeak. But thousands of sites have been removed, making it hard for freedom of speech to truly exist here. According to Reporters Without Borders, Australia's internet was considered to be the most under surveillance more than any other Western country in the world in 2009. Pretty much, if you put something online that might hurt someone's feelings, you could be in trouble for it. And number 1, keeping it clean. Remember back when you were growing up, your parents would make you put money into a swear jar if you said a bad word? It's almost like that in Australia now. For all of you who are fans of rap music, you should be aware that singing some of the lyrics in public in Australia might be an offense punishable by law. According to the Summary Offences Act 22(1), anyone who uses indecent or profane language or sings any indecent or profane song or ballad in a public area or at a police station is guilty of an offense. The maximum fine for this crime is $250, but is it worth it? So what'd you guys think of that video? Remember to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and help us get to 1 million subscribers. We'll see you next time.